Hey cousins, how y'all been? So today's video is gonna be a little bit different. I'm not even sure if I'll even ever upload this, but I wanted to just kind of get all my thoughts down. Back in September, one of my close cousins got diagnosed with breast cancer, and so I'd always known that there was like a history of breast cancer in my family on my mom's side and kind of on my dad's side as well, but like I never really put two and two together. So when she got diagnosed, I decided to go ahead and do some genetic testing. So 2-3 weeks going back and forth with my doctor on my little patient portal, and then I went ahead and I got tested. They draw blood, so she tested me for the BRCA gene, which is there are two different types. There's type 1 and there's type 2. So they tested me for both of those, as well as the ovarian cancer gene. This was back in September like 27. Today is December 15th. They had gone back and forth with the insurance company because in September I was covered under my dad's health insurance company, but then I turned 26, so that expired September 30th, and I got insurance under my job starting October 1st because they wouldn't dual cover me until the other insurance dropped me. So there was some back and forth with the insurance company, and that postponed me getting my results because generally it takes like maybe 2 weeks, and I just got my results this week. And that brings me to this video. So it's Tuesday, I got a call from my doctor's office, and they're like, we got your results and your physician wants to see you sooner because my next appointment with my doctor is in like January. And they were like, okay, well, we'll schedule you for the next Tuesday. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Maybe 2 hours later, I got another call from the doctor's office, and they were like, oh, she wants to see you sooner than next Tuesday. Can she see you Friday? And I'm like, okay. It was kind of suspect to me to begin with because, like, why are you pushing up my appointment? Like, why can't you tell me over the phone? But okay, like, if she wants to talk to me in person, that's fine. I didn't freak out, but I was like, this isn't like good news. But then Wednesday, my physician assistant, and that's who I normally see anyway because it's easier to see a PA than it is to see your actual physician these days. She calls me and she's like, hey Amanda, like, I want to talk to you about your lab result. Do you have some time? I'm like thinking to myself, like, I have an appointment, but okay, save me my little $30 copay or whatever, that's fine. So she calls me and she goes, okay, so you did test positive for the BRCA2 gene. She's like, well, but I want you to call this number to get more details because there's a genetic counselor that you can talk to about your plans, and I'll send over your details to your OBGYN, and then they'll discuss it with you at your next appointment because this is my PCP, my primary care physician, so they don't really treat that unless like I go to them for that. So at the end of the call I was like, so does that mean I don't need to come into my appointment tomorrow? And she was like, oh, I didn't even see you had an appointment tomorrow, but no, you can go ahead and cancel that. Send a message to the patient portal and cancel it. Hey cousins, how y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Y'all looking good? I just got my results last week. I recorded a video about that. Don't know if I'll post that because I kind of cried during it because it was kind of still like a shock. Like I filmed that the day of like me getting my results. This is now a week and a half later. So I tested positive for the BRCA2 gene. There's two of them. There's BRCA1, which is on chromosome 17, and then there's BRCA2, which is on chromosome 13. So after speaking with the counselor, I had already found out from my results that I'd be 80% more likely to get breast cancer and about between 16 and 33% more likely to get ovarian cancer just because of the BRCA2 gene. So that's exciting because ovarian cancer is actually very rare. Only 1 in like 77 people get ovarian cancer. So like being at increased risk means it's more of like 1 in, let's say 50, 1 in 40. It's not like urgent, but it's more than the general population. And breast cancer is like 1 in 4 women get that. So the fact that I am more likely to get it is kind of freaky. But that's just over my lifespan. So in an effort to be more proactive in monitoring this, because I'm only 26, never had a mammogram. I've had breast exams, of course, yearly whenever I go to my OBGYN and get my pelvic exam and my pap smear. He always would do a breast exam as well and would encourage me to do them on myself, and I do them like every now and then. But I do need to be more proactive in that. Basically, I'm fine. I do need to start having breast MRIs done annually until I turn 30, and then when I turn 30, the breast tissue changes, so then I'll do mammograms then. Most women get mammograms yearly anyway. It's just I have to start a little sooner. I have to be a little bit more proactive. For the ovarian cancer risk, there's really not much I can do besides continuously getting my pelvic exam. Being that I am so susceptible, is that once I'm done having kids, it would be in my best interest to get the bilateral mastectomy, where they remove the breast tissue and you no longer have boobs. But you could always, get fat transferred into your boobs. You could get implants. It really just depends. And I'm sorry, my phone keeps slipping because I don't have the correct equipment to record on my phone. But my camera died and I can't find my battery charger, and I only have one because it's not like I use it often. So on top of the bilateral mastectomy, she also recommended that I'll get a hysterectomy whenever I decide to stop having children, just as the final method of preventing me from getting breast cancer or ovarian cancer. But I would have to wait until after I was done having children. If that kind of hits you in the gut, I'm nowhere near thinking about having kids. And to think that, like, if I do want to have kids, I need to, really be proactive in deciding if I want to do that, because any child that I do have has 50-50 chance of just getting the same BRCA gene that I have. So that's a little shocking. And she was mentioning things that I can do to help with that. If I were to, get pregnant naturally, to do genetic testing on the baby in utero to see if it would have the BRCA2 gene, or to do IVF, which is in vitro fertilization, and have, my eggs and sperm put together in a petri dish, and then they could own that are genetically normal. The fact that, that is very, very scary to think that I won't have these boobs. Like, it won't just be age that it'll be knocking them down. It'll be, me having to get them removed for my health, or just risking it and never getting them removed and then getting breast cancer, or not getting breast cancer, because having the gene doesn't mean I'll get it. It just makes my chances more likely. If I decide to have children, they'll probably be in my 30s, and then by 40, I'm sure be done having children. Maybe I won't, maybe I will. But to think about the fact that I might have to have a hysterectomy and a bilateral mastectomy at 40, that's so young. I will have lived maybe half of my life with my boobs and then the other half without them. That's so strange to me. But that's just kind of where it is. I'll keep you guys posted on things that are going on with me. I had to get a new OBGYN because my previous one closed his office. I didn't know he closed his office, but it's fine. And so I have an appointment with the new OBGYN, but that's not until February 14th. Valentine's Day. My primary care physician is sending my results to her, so she'll already have them when I meet her in February. That is all I have for now, you guys. I'll see y'all later. So today is the 18th. I had an appointment with an OBGYN. The new doctor is really nice. She was kind of in shock about the fact that I had so much cancer in my family history on both sides of my family. I still have another appointment to go see another genetic counselor. So the first genetic counselor I talked to was through LabCorp, and it was online. It was like a video conference call. And my boss, being the awesome guy that he is, he was like, no, Amanda, you need to go talk to someone, because this is serious. He was like, and if you need to have surgery, this is a Dr. Lafayette to go to. She's amazing. Do you have enough sick time? How does your sick time accrue? Because if you have to go out, and I'm just like, oh God, he's so thorough and he's so awesome. But it's a lot to process. So I have an appointment with the genetic counselor on the next week, so the 26th, I think. I'm looking forward to what she says. But the only thing that the OBGYN said was that it's probably best for me to stay on birth control, just in general, because, in her words, it puts your ovaries to sleep, and if your ovaries are sleeping, they can't do anything bad. So I'm gonna stay on that for now. So once I talk to the genetic counselor, I'll have to send what she says to my doctor. So I had discussed with my mom and my cousin all over Christmas Eve maybe, and so I saw my mom again this Sunday, and we were talking about it. It's more likely that I got the gene from her, just because my cousin, who's on my dad's side, that did get the genetic testing done, she doesn't have it. But I have a cousin on my mom's side that got tested for it, and they do have it. So I don't know, it's a whole hot mess. But that's just an update for now, guys. So bye. So today is March 2nd. I had my appointment with our office is out of the cancer center. Well, you know, I kind of went into the cancer center, and that was kind of awkward for me. We discussed a lot of options. She discussed a lot of my risk factors for breast cancer, ovarian cancer, melanoma, pancreatic and melanoma, which is a form of skin cancer. Those I have an increased risk for compared to the general population, but it's like 5%. Hey guys, so I'm inserting this little chart so y'all can see the BRCA 1 and 2 versus the general population for those cancers that I just mentioned, as well as some of the other ones. We went over my family tree, and I had to go through all of my mom's siblings, so all 16 of them, as well as my dad's siblings and all of my cousins and all that good stuff. That took forever, if I'm completely honest. So we discussed if you test positive for either BRCA 1 or BRCA 2, this is like the perfect timing to start get screening. She said I have to start doing basically monthly breast exams on myself, preferably. Her recommendation was in the shower a couple days after my period ends, just basically to get a feel of how my breast tissue feels for me normally, so I know if something were to change. She mentioned how there is something that they give to people with breast cancer that they'll also give to people who are BRCA 2 positive. They don't give it to you if you're BRCA 1 positive, but it basically just puts you into early menopause, which means I would basically go insane. So that's not something she would recommend me for now, maybe later on. She also said that I could at any point in time decide that I don't want to have boobs, and I can get rid of them and basically just have like a cosmetic surgery. It wouldn't be as extensive as if I were to have breast cancer, but it would be to get rid of all the tissue and just start anew with, you know, implants. That was a lot. For breast cancer, birth control has been shown to help decrease your likelihood of getting that, so that's a good thing. But it's a whole nother story when you get to ovarian. And then the last of the breast cancer situation, once I turn 30, if I still have my natural boob, every 6 months I'll be going in and getting a breast exam, getting an MRI. The following 6 months I'll get the mammogram. So that's a little intense. That's all just the part of the screening. I could be done with it right now. I could decide tomorrow that it's not important for me to breastfeed if I decide to have kids, so I could just get rid of them now and then not have to worry about the whole breast cancer situation. It's a little stressful. I'm not gonna cry because I have to go to work after this. It's 7:30. Yeah, it's 7:30. No one has time for me to be doing that. That's another reason why I'm shooting this in my car, because I was like, I'll be less likely to have to be all in my feelings in my car. That's the breast cancer situation, the breast cancer screening, and the likelihood. For the ovarian cancer, which I'm in like a 30% increased risk for, as far as birth control goes, the studies have shown that while it does decrease your likelihood in most cases of getting breast cancer, it could increase my likelihood of getting ovarian. The studies that have been done maybe aren't for like the more up-to-date birth control, so it might not cause ovarian cancer as much as some of the older pills. As far as the ovarian screening goes, I was informed that really nothing that they do will proactively and accurately screen for ovarian cancer. So ultrasounds, I think there's only like maybe 3 different options for ovarian cancer. Those aren't effective. So whether or not I get screened or not, if I have it, I'm gonna have it. She said ovarian is kind of like pancreatic in that way, that in most cases when they find it, it's past stage 1, regardless if they're screening for it or not. The only way to decrease my risk of getting ovarian cancer, and you know, there's still 30% chance. It's not like none of this is guaranteed. All of these are just statistics, and it's kind of like freaky to just deal with statistics, because like, yeah, 80%, but I could be part of the 20%. So like, you know, why get rid of my boobs if I'm part of the 20%? Or like, why, you know, be so concerned about the ovarian if I might be part of the 70% that have the gene and just don't get it? So they can do, it's not a hysterectomy, it's a long word. It's like saliocytis or whatever. It's when they go and they remove your ovaries, and it's not necessarily removing your uterus, they're removing the other reproductive organ. The only bad thing about that is that they can go in and do that, but there's still a chance that I can still develop ovarian because of my BRCA2 diagnosis. In those kind of situations that, you know, some cells could be left behind. I could go through all that and still end up with it ovarian anymore, because I won't have my ovaries, but it'll be caused by something that they left behind. So that's interesting. But she said that they would recommend the removal of my ovaries and all that when I'm either done having children, if I decide to have children. So if I decide I don't want to have children, I can get rid of them now. But then that would also throw me into menopause at 26, and that doesn't sound interesting or fun or something that I want to be partake in. Because I am BRCA2, they generally recommend the removal between the ages of 45 and 50. If I were to have BRCA1, they'd recommend it at 40. So that's kind of where I am health-wise. I'm trying to take as many pictures as I can when I do my breast MRI, and just how that works, because like I don't know anybody that's done that before. And like I've tried to like look up these kinds of things, and I haven't been able to find anyone that's talking about it. But I'm going to talk about it because I like to know going in what to expect, because I am very much one of those people that get overwhelmed and I cry, and I try not to cry in front of people anymore. So I like to know what's going on beforehand, so that I can like mentally prepare myself for that, so that when it's said, it doesn't freak me out as much. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to work. Y'all won't see this for like months, because I'm not sure. I go back to see my OBGYN in April. Hey cousins, how y'all doing? I'm shooting this video as hopefully the last portion of my BRCA2 mutation introduction, my new routine, I guess. I don't know how long this series will be. It'll probably just be 2 videos, maybe 3. Today's little portion will be just a little snippet of how I'm feeling. Today's March 10th. So it's been 3 months. I've very much been just trying to get a grasp on it all, but it's very difficult and it's not easy, but I'm doing it. So yesterday I had a conversation with one of my friends, and I told her about my BRCA2 mutation. To be honest, for me, and I haven't told most of my friends, the only people that currently know right now are my mom and my dad, Roderick, my intermediate cousins, which is probably like 6 or 7 of them, and some of them might know more because, you know, my family does talk. I'm sure more of them know than I've told personally, but I haven't told any of my friends. So yesterday when I told her, it kind of caught her off guard, and then it caught me off guard how emotional I felt after telling her, because I've been kind of calm. I've had my moments of complete and utter like fear, and it's not even necessarily fear about the possibility of me getting breast cancer. It's not fear about the possibility of me getting ovarian, because all those things I have no control over. It's fear of the things that I can control that kind of freaks me out. I'm not a control freak by any means, but I am very like specific in my head with how I move and how I function and how I portray myself. I'm very strategic. I'm very much a perfectionist, but not to the point where like I can't let things go. When I told her yesterday, it really like messed with my emotions to the point where like today I went to work, and normally like I like get up and I'm like, yeah, let's go, time to make this money, boo. I threw on a sweater, like a sweater I normally would never wear to work, because I was like, well, this would be comfy to wear whenever I go make groceries. Like, it's a cute sweater. Like, normally I'm a blazers, blouse kind of girl, you know, skirt, you know, dress pants, pixie pants from Old Navy. Yes, pixie pants from Old Navy, go hard in the workplace. I think one of the things that freaks me out the most, and I'm like more composed now because I kind of just filmed the video and I cried. Like, I heard my dad's voice in my head reining it in, because he's very much a man, you're too emotional. I think what I really just wanted to say was that this mutation is not fun. It's not nothing I wanted to deal with in my life. It's not something I wanted to think about. I still don't want to think about it, but it's real. Like, this is my life. I have to really make these kind of decisions and hope that I'm making the correct ones. I do have people in my family that got breast cancer in their 30s. Like, that could very well be the case for me. Hopefully it's not, but it's a possibility, especially if I prolong getting the prophylactic double mastectomy. I have a lot of other just rare cancers in my family. I gotta take this gum out. The things that bug me the most about this mutation: 1, what it means for my parents. Being that they are in their 50s, regardless of the gene mutation, growing old automatically puts you at a risk for a cancer. Like, just in general, when your cells get older, they don't function like they used to, and they can basically mutate. Number 1, I'm not even concerned about myself. It's what it means for my parents, and because my mom hasn't been tested yet, I don't know if it's her or my dad that gave it to me. I really want to get both of them tested, but let's be honest. My dad is a black man. He ain't about that life. He refuses to get his eyes checked. And we both know he needs to get his eyes checked. But what happens when one of my parents tests positive and it comes time for them to make a decision on what the plan is, and having to make that decision with them? Because I want my parents to be here. Like, that's one of the things that freaks me out the most currently about my mutation, is that I know I got that from one of them and we don't know what that means for them yet. Like, if it's my mom, will she be open to getting the double mastectomy? Will she be open to having the sallola, the removal of her ovaries and fallopian tubes? The other thing that kind of just keeps playing in the back of my mind is the fact that I did at one point in time really want to have kids, and I wanted to be able to, you know, try all the things that moms try, like breastfeeding. And I don't know if the smart decision for me is to just have the double mastectomy, get it over with, and then not worry about breastfeeding when I decide to have kids. I don't know if that's the best decision. I'm 26. Like, these are things I should be thinking about. It's very strange for me to have to be in a place where I don't know for sure to make decisions about something that's just a possibility. I guess that's the hard thing for me. And I'm very much yes or no, we doing this, we not doing this kind of person. So the fact that I have a gene that it just increases my chances, it doesn't guarantee anything. Like, I could do absolutely nothing and be absolutely fine for the rest of my life, or I could do nothing and not be fine, or I could do it all, get rid of all the things that make you a woman. And I know that's not true, but that's how I feel. So you guys, I don't know, and thought I had all the time in the world to make these kind of decisions on whether or not I wanted to have kids, or whether or not I wanted to get my body done. I'm gonna be forced to have surgery anyway. It'll be interesting to see where this life takes me. There aren't any people like me on the internet talking about this kind of stuff, you know, young, black, beautiful. And so I just kind of wanted to record this journey with you guys and kind of share it. Knowledge is power, and so the more people that watch this and make themselves aware of what their genes tell them, the better. This is things that they can detect, protect, and inform you of, period. And if you can be better informed, you can better protect yourself. I didn't expect the results to be what they were, but low-key I did. Like, I was realistic about my situation. I was quite sure going in that not like I had it, but deep down I really just didn't want it. So that's where I am. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you all, you know, go out. If you have a history of breast cancer, ovarian cancer, pancreatic cancer in your family, please go out and get genetic testing. There's your genetic testing, they'll pay for genetic counseling, like all those things could get paid for. And I say that as someone who has private insurance, and my mom has Medicare, so, and she's still getting tested. Well, she has Medicaid, and she's still getting her testing paid for. They cover the things that need to be covered as long as there's a significant family history of it. So go out, get informed, and make the best decisions for you, because no one can live your life but you, and no one can make your health decisions for you but you. Like, I'm tired of crying in front of my camera. What am I? Thank you guys for listening. That will not get me down. So I'll see y'all later.